course, as you already know, I talked to you a lot about not getting permanent tattoos for a variety of reasons. The most important is health, obviously. And there is now a company who's working on temporary tattoos, so to speak. This new kind of tattoo ink is designed to break down and disappear after roughly a year. And then they have a second kind, which is a removal solution, which a tattoo artist can use to trace over your current tattoo and make it go away even sooner. But again, I am telling you that they want you to do this because the inks and the carriers are full of really toxic and horrible chemicals and heavy metals. So please, please do not tattoo up your body. And this I thought was interesting, and it caught my eye because this is about Ben Affleck, the actor, who is currently in the UK to film the Justice League Part 1. And he was seen wearing eyeliner during a family outing, and they're saying it's because of the film. Now, we all know that actors wear makeup during filming. That's just the way it is with the lights and everything that they do. So why are they putting this out there about this gentleman? And when I saw that, the first thing it reminded me of was Bruce Jenner, who is now known, of course, as Caitlyn. And when I first reported on her before it was even public, he had her nails done. And so that was being splashed all over the internet. Bruce Jenner was out with nail polish. Now we have Ben Affleck wearing eyeliner. So my question is, because there are a lot of rumors that Caitlyn doesn't want to be Caitlyn anymore. So, and I've looked this up in a variety of places, and some places will say she does want to still be Caitlyn, and some places will say she doesn't want to, she wants to go back to being Bruce. So if that fails, perhaps this Ben Affleck is their next person. I don't know, but keep your eye on Ben, and let's see what happens with his eyeliner. Now, I've also talked to you about them turning adults into babies. Well, now there is a company called Contours that sells children's strollers. They have decided to make a giant stroller for adults so that parents can road test the stroller before they buy it for their baby. Anyway, there is a video online, you can see it, of these people they're driving their own stroller, I guess, and going through the crowds in the middle of this stroller. So that reminded me that I had been reading some other things about diapers. We've talked about the diapers before, and we talked about, of course, astronaut diapers, when that was big, when the one woman was going to kill somebody in Texas and put on her astronaut diaper, and she drove from one state to another. So we heard about adults wearing them then. Of course, there are adults who are incontinent who have to wear them. And then I also report on menstrual diapers. So that's kind of a new thing out there. And then, going around the last couple of weeks, there's a poultry company called Oxfam. Then they have been saying that their workers have been forced to wear diapers because they are not allowed to take bathroom breaks. So I try to research that as well, and again, I can't tell you if that one's true or not true because there's many things out there on the internet. So when I was doing that research, then I came across a man, 52 years old, who loves to wear diapers, and he and his wife they run a nursery where adults can pay 75 pounds an hour to do the same. And apparently he was on some show and his neighbors saw it and they kind of like ran him out of town because they branded him as a pervert and a pedophile. But he said they don't want to be with children, they want to be the child. So anyway, just thought that was interesting. So watch out for the diaper thing. We've got the stroller thing going on. Why they're trying to turn humans or adults into babies, I don't know. I think there's enough childlike behavior going on already. We don't need them as babies, so please don't wear diapers. Anyway, unless you have to, but not for fun, please. And then there's another actor, Nick Carter, and they talked about his glowing wife, Lauren, breastfeeding her newborn son, Odin. Now, his name is Odin Rain, R-E-I-G-N, Odin Rain Carter. And I've been talking about this breastfeeding thing a lot because, as I said, you know, my boys were born 20 years ago and breastfeeding was not an issue. And I breastfed all over the place. It wasn't an issue. Now they're making it an issue. They're focusing you on that. And I happen to think it has to do with Romulus and Remus, who have to do with the founding of early Rome and the children, the twin children of Mars, who are often depicted suckling on a she-wolf. Now this Odin Rain Carter, so I looked up the name Odin, and Odin is a Norse mythological god who was actually the ruler of the gods. And the day of the week in English, Wednesday, is actually named after Odin. It's a different derivative. It's spelled with a W. And also he was the god of wisdom, of poetry, farming, and guess what? War. So I thought that was interesting. And then his second name, Reign, R-E-I-G-N. Now we talked about Purple Rain and Prince, of course, who, in my opinion, was most likely killed. And then, of course, we're talking about the Queen of England's reign this year as well. And in our September event, we will be talking about Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Mary Magdalene, and we're going to be talking, believe it or not, about breasts. So you want to come to that because we have a lot of interesting research we're going to share about it. And the more that I see these breastfeeding stories, and of course this name obviously caught my eye, but the more that we see these breastfeeding stories, I know they're imprinting you with something. We're just going to dig this out for you and figure out what that is. And then somebody sent me this article, so I had to share it with you, called The Secret Life of the Human Pups. So I guess if you don't want to be wear a diaper, or you don't want to ride in a stroller, you can be a dog. And apparently it said that it's called pup play. It's a movement that exploded in the last 15 years as the internet made it easier to reach out to like-minded people. And it said while the pup community itself is broad, the human pups tend to be male, gay, and have an interest in dressing in leather, wear dog-like hoods, enjoy tactile interactions like stomach rubbing, ear tickling, play with toys, eat out of bowls, and are often in a relationship with their human handlers. So it gives the example of one gentleman who said that he knew he liked sleeping in a collar. Now, who knows that? I mean, what do? You just say one day, okay, I think I'll sleep in my dog collar. Or go to the store and buy one, I don't know. Then he also had a fetish for skin-tight clothing. Then he found a Dalmatian suit on eBay. When he was wearing it out one day, somebody came up to him and said, oh, so you're a pup. Well, then when he decided that, yes, he was a pup, I guess he broke up with his girlfriend, moved into a gay relationship with his new handler. And then he said people automatically jump to the conclusion that this is the gear that they wear to have sex. And I used to get asked awful questions like if I liked having sex with dogs. But it's certainly not that. It's not always sexual. He has 9 members in his pack. Their partner, I guess, is their handler. And then they feel like family. But again, this has to do with programming. It has to do with putting you into your animal mind. It has to do with, I'm sorry, making you look ridiculous. If these are things you like to do, you have psychological issues, and you need to take a look at this and get yourself back to where you belong. So please, if you know people like this or you're a person like this, you need to do your hyperspace oversoul work immediately and deprogramming. And then Fox News here recently showed a picture of a strange object in the sky near a military base in Dayton, Ohio. It's a 13-minute YouTube. That 13, always remember when you see that, that's a programming number. Apparently it was an object hovering and disappearing into the clouds near the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And of course, Wright-Patterson is rumored to have housed UFO and extraterrestrial beings from 1947 to 1969. So you want to remember that. And I also want to tell you an interesting thing that happened to my mother is that when she was going from here in St. Joseph, Michigan to Chicago. I'm trying to think, maybe within 10 years, about 10 years ago. And one of my friends was taking her there. And they looked up in the sky. They saw what looked like a giant concrete building floating through the sky. And they were both so surprised they didn't think to take a picture of it. But they followed it, and we've heard that it appears in this corridor actually quite frequently. So this is similar in some ways. It's a big, heavy-looking thing to me. But take a look at that. It's interesting. And then there's also a lot of rumors going around the internet right now about Barack Obama revealing alien information before he leaves office. And I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with this, but I'm not going to say he won't, simply because Hillary Clinton has also been addressing this, and she claims that she's going to look into this UFO phenomena if that she is elected president. And she claims that her husband did, and she said that she's going to revisit the issue. And the other thing that came out of the Clinton talk on Jimmy Kimmel's show was she said there's a new name for UFOs, which I didn't know, maybe you know. It's now called Unexplained Aerial Phenomena, or UAP. So for whatever that's worth, but this is going around. And then there's a man called Stephen Bassett, who's the executive director of US-based Paradigm Research Group. And he believes there's a massive announcement to come. He says David Cameron will follow suit once Obama makes his announcement. And he says Obama is looking at a Nobel Prize for making an announcement like that. Now, I have to tell you, be careful what you ask for, because there are a lot of people that think, okay, this is going to be so wonderful. It may not be, so be careful what you ask for. And we are going to be talking about the new alien agenda when you come to our September event. So we have a lot of things to share with you that is brand new, we've not shared anywhere before, and we have a lot of research that we've been putting together. And then across the main sky there was a fireball flash, so I have that link for you as well. There was also a fireball shooting across the California sky, and NASA spied another fireball over the South Atlantic. So we have a lot of unexplained phenomena going on that is making mainstream news, which before it was never on mainstream news. So keep that in mind. Now, I want to tell you as well that the Italy trip is now closed. So if you did not sign up for it, it is too late. You may not go now. We have that in place, but it's going to be an absolutely amazing trip, and I'm very excited to go. And Stewart, of course, as I mentioned, is still in Europe. He's in Poland right now, and then he will be going to Germany toward the end of the week. So if you're in Poland, I'm not sure the consultations may be closed. And as far as Germany, I'm not sure if they have any spaces left as well. But you can check out the website where you can contact the sponsors. And I did mention in September we have 5 brand new lectures. One is going to be on the mysterious world of radionics. You can purchase a box in advance and have it waiting here for you. We are going to be sharing with you new ancient history secrets. We are going to be giving you the new truth of the Magdalene lineage and the Christ figure. And we're going to be talking about new explosive top alien agendas and new imposed illnesses and how to correct them, both physical, mental, and emotional. Plus, we're going to be discussing foundational frequency. We'll have a forest adventure, a beach adventure, how to explore your name and birth frequency, indigenous reading of sticks and stones. It's going to be jam-packed. So if you're interested in immersing yourself in a really amazing week of hyperspace oversoul work, you will want to be here because that is our next big event. So with that said, I want to thank you for joining me. Janet Diane Moria, Swerdlow, expansions.com.